secret agent.
Your real estate agent man, locally and worldwide.
Hey, it's Sarah. I'm going pro. I've been using Crest Pro Health for a week. My dentist said it was going to help transform my mouth.
Go pro. For teeth that are up to 4 times cleaner, try these Crest Pro Health products together.
I've been using Crest Pro Health. So far, it feels different.
Crest Pro Health protects not just some, but all these areas dentists check most.
Moment of truth time. I'm at my dentist office, and he's going to like what he sees.
Go pro with Crest Pro Health.
I don't think I'll ever go back to another product.
California Closets designs more than just closets. We create custom solutions for every room in your home. Let us design the perfect system for your craft room, entryway, pantry, kids' room, or garage. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Tens of thousands of runners are raising millions this morning in the Supporting Life 10K run. CB24 is live at the starting line, and we'll have exclusive coverage as race organizers make their way along the route a little later on.
And it's going to be another nail-biting day. This is for Leaf fans as they get set for Game 6 between the Leafs and the Bruins. That goes tonight at the ACC with the Leafs trying to force Game 7.
Welcome to CB24 Breakfast Weekend. I'm Nathan Downer.
I'm Pooja Honda. We want to show you what's happening on the major routes, which for the most part are actually looking really good. Everything lightly traveled, hardly any volume out there. Still quite early for your Sunday. Of course, it's Mother's Day. We know a lot of people will be out and about a little later on, especially for those brunches and lunches. Now, just keep in mind, in town, that's really where we're dealing with the bulk of our road closures. It's all for the Sporting Life 10K. Head to our website, cb24.com, for a full list of those road closures.
As for the forecast, a little chilly out there, not very high. Today's high. Jamie, give us some more deets.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a chilly afternoon. 9 degrees, that's your daytime high. That's well below that seasonal average. In fact, it's half of it. We should be around 18. Now, when we started the breakfast show, we had nothing but clear skies, but the clouds continue to build here in the downtown core. Starting to see some thick, patchy low clouds here in the city, and as we move into the afternoon, we are expecting some showers. But let's talk about temperatures. Right now, that 4 degrees actually feels more like the freezing mark when you factor in southwesterly winds. And the winds out of the west are going to be quite breezy today, 20 up to 40 kilometers an hour. Some regions might even gust up towards 60 kilometers an hour. Now, we are calling for some afternoon isolated showers and maybe a few more scattered showers throughout your evening. But moving into the next couple of days, we'll see a lot of sunshine, and then we'll eventually see the return of that 20-degree heat. However, you will need your umbrella at times this week. I'll let you know when. Coming up in a few minutes. Pooja.
All right, thanks so much, Jamie. Well, runners are lacing up for Canada's second largest run today, the Sporting Life 10K, in support of Camp Uchigayas. And CP24's Jackie Crandalls is live at the event with the details. So what's happening right now, Jackie?
Well, people are warming up, and with good reason. It's a little chilly. A brisk day for a run through the streets of downtown Toronto, but all in support of a really great cause. All of these people hoping to raise collectively more than $2 million for Camp Uchigayas. There are about 27,000 people taking part. This is the largest race of its kind in Eastern Canada. Camp Uchigayas, of course, a camp in Muskoka that supports and provides sort of an escape for kids that are battling cancer, also provides support for their families. I have Joanne with me right now, and if anybody knows the importance of Camp Uchigayas, it's you and your family. Tell us a little bit about your story.
My son was diagnosed with leukemia back in April of 2008, and as we were getting the diagnosis in one year, we were hearing about Camp Uch in the other. They've been behind Stefan and my family all the way. He's done tons of activities, whether it was up north in Camp Uch, downtown at Bathurst College, or in the hospital.
Now, we know that the individual efforts of all of these people so important to raising the money, about $3,500 to send a kid to camp for 2 weeks. This money has been really important to your family.
Yes. Camp Uch is there 365 days of the year. Finding activities for the kids. They get to go to hockey games and see the Maple Leafs. They get to go to basketball games and see the Raptors. They learn first aid, karaoke, decoupage, arts and crafts. Camp Uch does everything for these kids.
Safe to say that without events like this, and big fundraisers for Camp Uch, that your son probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to go?
Yeah, without Camp Uch, these kids have nothing. They need Camp Uch. They need need everyone's support. They need all the money that we can provide. There's no government funding. It's all coming from the public.
Joanne, thank you so much for sharing your story and telling our viewers just how important this race is. Good luck today.
Yes.
I'll let you go warm up. You're probably cold. I'm in my leather jacket and scarf.
Go Camp Ooch.
Go Camp Ooch. We want to mention some of the road closures that are in effect starting now because of this race. It's a big one through the downtown core. Young Street is closed. The race turns from Young Street onto Richmond Street, then onto Peter Street / Blue Jays Way around the Rogers Centre, turns onto Front Street to Bathurst Street, and then to Fort York Boulevard. This race ends on Fort York Boulevard, just north of Fleet Street. Organizers expect all of those road closures to be reopened by 2 a.m., rolling closures, so as the runners make their way through. And we mentioned at the top of the hour, we have exclusive access to the race director. I'm going to jump in his car in about 5 minutes, so we'll be giving you live pictures along the route. And Gurdeep Ahluwalia, who is missing out on the morning show today, but is in the race this morning, he's also going to be live streaming as he runs the course. So we have some pretty great access and some great footage coming your way of this race that is raising millions of dollars for a really great cause. Back to you.
All right, well, we'll be sure to check back in with you later. Thank you, Jackie.
Okay.
Toronto police are investigating after a pedestrian was killed early this morning by a streetcar. It happened at around 2 a.m. at Queen and Kingston Road. A man was struck along a back end of a double streetcar, and reports from the scene suggest he was pinched between the car and the rail of the platform. Witnesses say the driver of the streetcar did not know he had hit the man at the time of the accident, and the driver had to be chased down and told to stop. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. The circumstances of the accident are still under investigation. The intersection was shut down in all directions for hours, but has since been reopened. A police cruiser is headed to the shop this morning after an overnight accident. Just after 3 this morning, the cruiser was struck at Midland and St. Clair. Reports from the scene say a suspected impaired driver ran a stop sign and crashed into a cop car. The cruiser then smashed into a parked car, which was pushed into a driveway where it struck another vehicle. No injuries were reported. One man was arrested on scene. Arson suspected in 2 overnight car fires. Officials received the calls just minutes apart at around 12:30 a.m. at Jeffrey Street at Dundas and Roncy. Police say 2 cars were set on fire, with at least one of those fires spreading to the garage. Authorities are looking for a suspect. The fire marshal's investigating.
Well, police say that they are entering the critical hours of their investigation as they resume the search for Tim Bosma today. Authorities are focusing their search efforts in the Brantford and surrounding area, and they say they're preparing search warrants and gathering information and evidence. Bosma left his home in Ancaster Monday with 2 men on a test drive who had inquired about buying his truck. Now, yesterday, Hamilton police arrested 27-year-old Dylan Millard in Mississauga in connection with Bosma's disappearance. Millard is charged with forcible confinement and theft over $5,000. Police are still looking for the second suspect, and they're trying to find Bosma. Well, with one final successful mission yesterday, today marks what should be Commander Chris Hadfield's last full day in space before returning back to Earth. Hadfield and 2 other crew members, they're due to leave the station tomorrow just after 7 p.m. Eastern Time aboard the Soyuz spacecraft, then land 3.5 hours later in Kazakhstan. During his 6 months in space, Hadfield has inspired Canadians with his tweets, Facebook posts, YouTube videos, and even interactive chats.
Some incredible images from Manitoba where a wall of ice has destroyed homes and damaged others. High winds are blamed for this mess along the south shore of Dauphin Lake, about 200 kilometers northwest of Winnipeg. Winds of up to 90 kilometers an hour quickly pushed the ice on shore and right into homes and cottages.
We heard a big bang. The ice came right through the living room here. He said, grab your purse, grab whatever you can, get the keys. We got to get out of here.
What you see here is it's an old metal steel tire rim that used to be our fire pit on the beach, which is about 50 feet away.
Well, there were no injuries, but local officials say more than 24 structures were damaged, and about a dozen of those are destroyed. It's a devastating loss for many because their insurance doesn't cover ice.
Well, a woman who was injured during the Boston Marathon bombings had a chance to pursue her love for baseball when she stepped into the pitcher's mound last night. Heather Abbott wowed the crowd at the Red Sox game yesterday when she threw the ceremonial first pitch at Fenway Park. Abbott lost her left foot when the second blast went off near the finish line of last month's marathon. She was released from hospital yesterday just before the baseball game. Well, the comeback effort continues tonight with the Leafs hosting the Bruins for Game 6 of their first round playoff series.
Here comes Clark MacArthur driving to the net.